I was thinking of the horror of the war in Ukraine. And when I think of literally thousands of young people, children, women, men, being killed, and not only being killed, the horror of those that survive also, and what they will carry through their lives in terms of trauma. And that thing for me is truly unbearable. I can't believe that we human beings at this stage of humanity can go into such a, horror because of power or because of whatever issue we have in front. And also the risk of going into the use of other weapons, chemical weapons or nuclear weapons, is just thinking of it is already disturbing in so many ways. So my sense, what is with me these days, and I've been reading and looking at history in different moments of human history, right? It's a topic that is worth being aware of. And if something that I would like to present here is this. Every time the humankind changes, and not necessarily a whole humankind, but an area of the planet, some civilizations our fundamental understanding of existence, our understanding, the way we see, understand, comprehend, explain reality. One of the things that happen is that we are mostly unaware that this is a way to see. We think it's the reality in front of us. How come you are not seeing the same thing that I am seeing? And this is something very interesting because every time the humankind have a shift in the way we comprehend reality, our reality shifts with it. And this is so important to understand. It's easy to comprehend and it's profoundly impactful in ourselves. In other words, there's a moment in which we alter the observer that we are collectively, also, of course, individually, but collectively. And when we shift that understanding, that comprehension, the way we explain, our life begins to be completely different. Look at what happened between the Middle Ages and modernity. Before modernity, it was incomprehensible, actually unthinkable, a world like the one we live. But it has happened. The same thing that happened, for instance, at the end of the Roman Empire. A new reality showed up because a new comprehension of existence. But every time that has happened for humanity, that has happened without being aware that that is happening. In other words, it changes because whatever, but that's it. This time in history is the first time that we can alter, we can change our consciousness consciously. It has never happened before that we are aware that we are shifting the comprehension of existence, that we are shifting the observer that we are collectively. And for me, if we take that seriously, education, learning in our times can have an enormous, enormous perspective. Otherwise, we keep seeing reality the way we see it. We keep doing the same things that we always did within this reality. And we cannot take care of the biggest issues that are taking place in the planet with that same view that created them. Actually, I'm paraphrasing Einstein's. This is a sense of him. The crisis we have created with this level of thinking cannot be resolved with the same level of thinking. And that is so important to put it in our heart. There's a message in that sentence that for me is of an overwhelming wisdom. Wisdom, truly wise message. I don't think that today is difficult to comprehend that we are having dramatic issues in the environmental territory. I mean, beyond belief. We only know a little bit of the drama of what is taking place. For instance, the oceans. We are throwing millions and millions of tons of garbage, particularly plastic, to the ocean. Look what is happening with the climate change. And if we move in a different direction, have you seen the statistics about human depression these days? There's a tremendous... The human depression about teenagers is overwhelming these days. Look at what is happening, for instance, in the growth, the tremendous growing of intrafamily violence. It's overwhelming to see the data that is coming out of that. And if we look at the distribution of wealth on the level of the planet, another huge, huge issue. Guess what? We are aware of that. We keep doing the same thing. We are aware of that, and we keep doing the same. We are blaming each other, all that, but we keep doing the same thing. So, what I'm speaking here is proposing something that, for me, is of the essence. We need to comprehend, visit a new knowledge, a new learning. The one we have aims to more of the same. And I find that task so extraordinarily beautiful in possibilities that actually, with my little drop in all this, but I wouldn't forgive myself if what I do in life will not be moving in that direction.